Hey guys, sorry I've been away for a while. Had a lot of stuff come up in a very short period of time. Been trying to take care of all of that. Hadn't really had time to do a video. Getting some of that lined out now. We're buying a house. That's one of the things. The other one I'm not going to really talk about right now. Maybe later, but doesn't look like it's going to happen, so I'll tell you about it later. Anyway, just thought I'd do a quick video, maybe see if we can't carve a. Guess what I'm gonna carve? I'm gonna carve a wee folk. So this is an old pine dowel. We're gonna see what we can do with it. Woo! Got a little harder since the last time I used it. And the weather's not been great around here, so it's kind of hard to do an outside video with the weather being bad. You guys see my dot? That's to keep me centered, so you guys call me out if I'm not centered. I'm supposed to be using my dot. Some folks was asking about a push cut the other day. I'm gonna see if I can explain it again, maybe with a little better camera work here. If you're gonna do a slicing push cut, and there may be other people call it something different, but that's what I'm calling it. You're gonna want to start on the tip of your blade, pretty close to the tip of your blade. And you're gonna want to end up back here at the back. I've explained this a couple times, but it doesn't bother me to show it again because it's kind of an important cut to learn. So you want to start here at the front, push up, and as you're pushing, you're slicing away from you. And you can call it a roll cut. You can do a lot of shaping with it. You might not realize it when you see people doing this. They're doing that cut, but they do it so fast that you don't realize it. Because you don't. I mean, just like sitting here, just pushing straight through. You can get a cut, but it's hard to shape. I mean, you're just getting a straight cut. When you use that push and that roll, you can get a clean slice, and you can really shape it. I don't know any other way to explain it than that. Once you get to doing it, you'll understand how useful it is. There's no plan for this. I'm just decided to sit down and carve. Thought I'd better make a video. You guys are going to forget about me. I know you love me, but social media world seems to have a short memory nowadays. So I thought I better get on here and do a video. Not going to do a ton of explaining. I'm just going to carve and let you watch. That roll cut's really helpful for getting a brim. If you're trying to get a brim of a hat rolled out there, it's really helpful for that. Uh-oh. That is not conducive to video making. The dog. If I thought he was really after something, it wouldn't be so bad. But I think he does it just to get my other dogs to stand up and go look. Pretty sure that's what he does. I'm pretty sure I see him laughing sometimes afterwards. Can't swear to that, but you can shape your hat. Just shape your hat any way you want it, you know? Do whatever you want to with it. It's yours. You can make it simple, or you can make it as complicated as you want. This being the front right here. You can see the way I've got it kind of tilted back. So with that slicing roll cut, you can tilt that hat that way and come back up here at this tip and roll it forward. Hope you guys are not getting too much sunlight coming over my shoulder here. I think there was a song about that, wasn't there? Sunshine on my shoulders. Okay, I'll hush. I would have kept going, but I hear a plane coming, gonna mess me up, so I'm gonna shut up. That's close enough on a hat for a wee folk. And a quick video, that's good enough. I think you guys have watched enough of my videos to know that I'm gonna clean it up afterwards anyway, so. Just realize when you do a hat like this, like I'm doing it right here, the edges are very, very brittle, very, very soft. They'll break off easy. Really and truly, the best way is when you do this to come back above here and start your hat in there. That makes it a little bit stronger, but that's not the way I'm doing it today. Down there, since I almost broke the bill off. It has been a busy couple of weeks. Like I said, I apologize to you guys. We've been running like chickens with their heads cut off. If you ever seen a chicken with his head cut off, it's not a pretty picture. And if you didn't know a chicken was running around with his head cut off, you've never seen a chicken with his head cut off. Because a chicken with his head cut off will run around. I'm gonna cut that brim off anyway. You know why? Because the wood was telling me to. And I listened to the wood. The wood said, Timmy, cut that brim off, so dadgummit, I did it. I'm not sure if my ring light's doing me any good out here in this light. My ring light on my camera. This is only my second time using it, so we'll see. All right, what do I want to do? Do I want to do hair or do I want to just do a nose? See, that's where you have to decide. nose. So since I'm just going to do a nose coming out of the hat, I'm going to draw his hair out right here and right here, as Andy Griffith would say. You guys have seen me do the nose before since I've done a nose video. You know, that's been my apparently by views, that's been my most popular video. So apparently I need to be doing more stuff like that. Just carving one part of a figure. And if that's what you guys want to see, leave me a comment, tell me that. Or if you want to see me doing whole wee folk like this, let me know. I come to the realization after I've done my first few videos that coming up with ideas for videos is not as easy as you would think when you don't carve a ton of different things. And I don't carve a ton of different things. I mean, I used to, but lately I haven't been. So I come to the realization that, boy, it's hard to come up with ideas. So you guys might just get to see me carving wee folk, you know, different ones. They're all different. There's no two that are the same. They might look just a little bit alike, but there's no two that are the same. And that's one of my big pet peeves that I want. Did I just say that? I don't want my stuff to all look the same. I want it to be, you know, similar, but in the same style, but not all just looking just exactly alike. And you don't really have to worry about that with me because I can't do that. I can't copy myself, or I can't copy anybody else exactly. I've seen guys that turn out carvings that they look exactly like the last one they done, and I'm like, how in the world did they do that? I can't do that because I don't carve that way. I guess my mind works as my hands work. And things change as I go. I make changes on the fly. All right. Like I said, I'm just going to carve. And when I get to something I think you guys need to know, I'm going to tell you about it. And if it's just something that I think is kind of straightforward, I'm not going to tell you about it. And then somebody's going to ask me to do a video on it. And I'm going to go, I never thought about that. Kind of like the nose video. Alright. Since I'm doing a video and doing a whole figure here, I'm not gonna carve teeth on him. I'm just gonna carve him a little old mustache here. A moustache. A lot longer than I normally do there. I don't even like that. but I'm going to do it for the video. Deep stop cuts. Always deep stop cuts. And I know you guys are probably going to start looking at my carvings, my videos, and go, well, that's kind of the same thing over and over. And you would be correct. And that's how I've got to where I can carve these things the way I do, is doing the same thing over and over. You get the picture. And over. Because I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Don't just go blabbing it around everybody. There is no magic to this carving thing. Whittling, whatever you want to call it. There's no magic knives. There's no magic tools. It's practice, practice, practice. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And you will get to the point, after you do it so much, you'll get to the point where you don't even think about it. Your hands just automatically do it. And that's what I wanted to get to, because I've watched these guys carve. I've sat beside Mr. Harold Enlow and watched him carve many times. And I've tried to catch him thinking about what he's fixing to do. And I never can catch him doing that, because he goes from one thing to another so fast, he doesn't think about it, because he doesn't have to. And that's what I want to, if I can get that through to anybody that's just starting out. This is not, like I said, there's no magic to this. Now I'll say this, guys, I talk about Mr. Harold a lot. That's because I know him personally. We're friends. He lives right down, not far down the road from me. We carve together every Tuesday night. So your next question would be, why aren't you better than you are? That's the question you should be asking. Anyway, beside the point. I've seen some of his first carvings. They, just like mine, just like yours, were not that good. But I know Mr. Harold, I know the kind of guy he is. He practiced. He wanted to learn. He wanted to be a cartoonist before he started carving. So he already had the ability to draw. He taught himself to draw. He could already draw. So he had that over some of us. I can't draw a lick. I've tried. I can draw these guys that I carve, just basically just what they are. But I can't draw. And it does help if you can draw. I mean, it makes a difference. You see things differently. And that always helps. But there's nothing there's no knives, there's no tools. Like I said, there's no magic. I'm not trying to knock anybody's tools that they sell or buy. If you feel good about a tool, buy it. If you can afford it, buy it. But don't go getting yourself in debt thinking it's going to make you you're getting a magic tool, it's going to make you a better carver, because there's no such thing. Now, crappy tools, did I say that? Sorry. Will make you quit. So what we're saying here is sharp tools will make you happy. Crappy dull tools that you can't sharpen, cheap tools being that they're made out of bad steel, that can't be sharpened or won't hold an edge, they'll make you want to quit. But now, there's tools you can get that's not expensive, that are easy to sharpen, easy to keep sharp, and like some people use, and like I started out with, a retractable utility knife. Buy you some good blades, and you're off to the races, you know. If you have good blades that are sharp, you have a sharp knife all the time that you can carve with. You don't have to stay with that, but to start out, hey, you do what you got to do to start out. That's how I started, and that's how a lot of people have started. All right, right here in this corner, I've showed you this before, but I'm going to show you again. If you'll make this deep right here, you'll have you a shoulder already. See, you got a shoulder right there already if you'll make that deep. And like I've told y'all before, I don't put a lot of detail in these guys. I could spend hours putting detail in, but I like the simplicity of them. That's why I do them. Do you hear me digging with my knife? Don't do that. I've broken so many tips off of knives. But when I had to learn how to fix them, I quit doing that. There you go. All right. Now, figure out where you want to pocket. You don't have to put pockets. I mean, you just keep coming down right here and carve a hand, carve a glove, whatever, a mitten. Mittens are easy. I just like the looks of the guys with their hands in their pockets. That's why I do them, so many of them. Because it leaves a little mystery, you know? What's he have in his pocket, precious? Heck, I don't know. And no, I don't know what he's doing in his pocket, and I don't want to know. Get them fairly even. They don't have to be perfect. And I always come back up here about this tip of this shoulder. Draw me a line down there. That doesn't have to be done, but it just gives me a stopping point up here, so I kind of get them both even. You can start wherever you want to. Doesn't matter. I do like to make this corner right by this beard deep when I make that cut, just because it seems like to me that's the way it should be. And then I come up here, make that deep, and drag her down. Drag a stop cut down. And then come up here. This is what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for this bend in this arm. But you got to think about trying to get both sides roughly the same. So I'm going to come up here, bring her down to there, bring her down to there. Now you got that little triangle. Remember me telling you guys learn how to carve triangles? That's what this, I mean, there is so many triangles in carving a figure. I've heard some of them call it chip carving triangles, which that's, you know, kind of the same thing. I got that one so deep that it didn't pop out on me. I didn't really mean to get it that deep, but I did. So Now you've got a little notch there, but that's still not what we're looking for. So I want to make a cut from here into this bend right there, and then come up and come straight down. Now you've got that bend in that arm. Like I said, I got this way too deep, so you see I'm having to clean this out. And I always, when I do that, I always clean that up right there. Now, in a perfect world, when you get this cut in here, this will be bulkier, it'll be sticking out farther. Doesn't always work that way, so don't fret over it. Don't worry about it. So when you get down to that, I always like to put some little creases in there. Just gives it a little extra look. That's really about the only kind of detailing I do. I don't do much different than that. See, there's 2 there. I'm gonna go with 3. It might be just a little bit too much, no bigger than the arm is, but I'm gonna do it anyway just because I can. Eh? Now, when I do that, I always go back, trim right over that, get those sharp edges off of those creases there. So, all right then, let's go to the other side, don't you? All right. Do the same thing there, and on this side, I'm gonna come up from the bottom. I'm not gonna draw my little deal on there this time. Boop, popped right out. Now see, that's what I was supposed to do on the other side, but I didn't. I made it way too deep. Here to there. It's just another triangle cut without the bottom part. The neighbor's dog has got something treed, it sounds like. Put our little creases in there. Hope I'm not doing this too fast. And I hope I'm on camera. I can't see my camera, so I may be doing a whole video for no reason. But like I've said before, I will have a cool little carving when I get done. You guys just won't see it. Ooh, something doesn't look right there. All right. Let's see. Boy, I tell you what, I don't know if any of you guys have seen Gene Messer's video he did last day or two. I'm really glad he put that up. He said it before I did, but I really go along with him. Talking about making carving videos, and don't be afraid to get out there and show your work. We all started somewhere. I had to learn not to judge my work by people that's been carving for 50 years. That's kind of silly to do that, and I done it. And don't judge, and you yourself don't judge other people's work by someone that's been carving for 50 years. And if you're that person that's been carving for 50 years, surely don't judge other people's work by your work. 50 years. I don't know why I use 50 years. It just seems like all the people I know have been carving for 50 years. I hope they don't hear that. Oh. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and everybody's not going to be the same. I mean, I've learned that. That's for sure. Everybody's not going to carve the same. They have their own style, and I kind of pride myself on being able to pick out everybody's work. I can kind of tell you who, when I see a carving, I can kind of tell you whose it is, which obviously means everybody's not going to carve the same. And one thing that Gene made a point about, and that's what I really appreciate him making that point, is about negative people. People coming on to their, his videos or my videos or Doug's videos or anybody's videos and being negative about them, And I'll say it like Gene said it. I don't have time for that. I'm not doing this to make every single person happy. I can't do that. There's not enough time in this world to make every single person happy. And there's some people, I'm telling you, well, I ain't going to tell you what I was going to tell you because it wouldn't be appropriate, but you can't make them happy. I don't care what you do. You're never going to make those people happy. And Gene says, I just reach over and delete them, remove them. And so far I've been lucky I haven't gotten any of those because I think everybody feels sorry for me. But I think, as time goes by, I don't have as many viewers and stuff as Gene's had. So it will come eventually. And I've had it in other areas like in Facebook and stuff. You'll get people saying crazy stuff. And just like Gene said, they've probably never carved anything in their life.